Good morning, my crafty friends. It's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. I'm back again with another listing for my Etsy store, and I'm just going to have a quick cuppa. I just need my coffee in the morning, and I'm still in my dressing gown, and it's I'm just watching a beautiful sunrise. 6 o'clock here at Warrielda. This is a really nice, squishy, sort of like a grungy sort of journal, like not dark grungy like I sometimes make them. It's called Back to the Farm. So we have a young lass that's been to boarding school. She made a few friends, but she missed the farm. She loved feeding her animals, feeding the birds, picking flower, collecting seeds, drying flowers, and yes, she does miss her friends, but she did miss the farm, grandmother's cooking and all that sort of thing. So that's what that represents. Now here I have a paper clip that you can actually take off as well, and it just has the same sort of fabrics that I've sort of used in here. Quite a bit of collage of fabrics and papers. I've used packaging paper, which is this brown paper here, various fabrics, book pages. This came out of a magazine. I've had this for just well over 12 months, thinking, oh, that'll make a great cover, not really knowing what I was going to use it for. But I started this well before Christmas, and I sort of went back to and fro, and I finally finished it, just a while ago. So it's got the burlap or hessian on the back. The cover is on a file folder that I coffee dyed, and it's glued and stitched. Corrugated cardboard. This is actually rust. It was a little corrugated cardboard container. It had apples in it, and it's come from a fruit and veggie shop. And I kept the little container, and I was rusting some jewelry, or trying to attempt to rust some jewelry, and I've popped them in there to dry, and of course all the rust run through the cardboard, and I thought, oh, that looks nice, so I've used that. And that's just to strengthen the spine. It has one signature, but it is squishy. Okay, I can't remember how many pages there is, but I'll leave that in the description in the Etsy store anyway. Little snippets of doily just here, some linen cloth just here. It was pretty well aged, and I just frayed it a bit more. The closer is just a beautiful bias binding, like a linen binding that I coffee dyed. So let's venture in and see what it's all about. Oh, and that just went into my coffee. Unbelievable. Don't you like bloopers? It's going to get more coffee stain there. All right. Oh dear, I don't know. I just have to have a coffee now after that little dunking. So I'm not going to edit this video because I don't know how to do it. Here I've used some more of the cardboard, and I've attached some paper so you can have like a little scribbly little notepad there. But it's a belly band, so the bookmaker's note is just tucked in here. Little collage, it's this journal. The back of the paper clip, I've just put one of those little clothes tags or pricing tags here. Coffee dye, little collage here. Papers are all torn, just representing the ruggedness of a farm. This is an altered CD envelope, and I've just put in this snippet of a magazine. I think it was the Reader's Digest. And I really like this picture, and I thought, oh, I might just pop that in here. And you can pop in whatever you like. Just go in here quite easily. There we go. Okay, I've used some paper ruffles, snippets of fabrics, and lightly inked the edges, not too much. I did a bit of stamping, a little snippet from a peach. So obviously she loved the fruit. She misses all that. And just a little paper cluster there. paper bag that I heavily coffee dye, and it just went a really funny colour, and I just decoupaged a piece of napkin on there, bits of fabric, just trims of doilies and things, and just a scrappy piece of paper that pops in here. Okay, bit more stamping. It's a paper bag, and inside the paper bag I've closed it with a paper clip, one of the bow paper clip. Whew, I need another mouthful of that one. Okay, and of course on the back I've got another tag there, but inside this paper bag. So she missed her mum and dad while she was in boarding school, and she kept a photo of them. And as you can see, I've used an old piece of sticky tape, made it look old. I embossed this piece of paper and just popped in a photo, and I've actually covered the photo with some tulle, if you can see that, just to make it look old, stitched around it. This was of a magazine. It had some scribbled writing on it, and I really like that. So it might be Mr. and Mrs. Frank, who knows. And inside is a little tuck spot with some paper, and there's a picture of their wedding cake and a film slide which has a railway ticket in, so they might have gone somewhere on their honeymoon. All right, North Sydney. This is a genuine railway ticket, because I found it in the bottom of a drawer. My husband went to the local tip, and they have a recycled shed, and in the shed was a little cupboard, and he likes making up furniture. So once his workshop is finished, that's what he'll be doing. And guess what's on the bottom? So this is an original train ticket. So you have, it was at 6:55 p.m. Seat number 19, car number 14. Department of Railway New South Wales, reserved seat. So this is a genuine ticket. It doesn't have a date on it, available only on date, stamped. Well, the date was, would that be maybe the 10th month of 1980? I don't think so. I can't see a date. I can only see a time, 6:55. But anyway, that just goes in here, okay? So she's kept a photo of her mum and dad that she missed while she was at boarding school. And then that just goes on the back here. And I've just closed that to hold it. Just with a paper clip, just like that. Okay, looks really pretty, doesn't it? And then on the back here, this was a like a gift, like a postcard or just a greeting card. Outback Retreat. Okay, and that just goes out here, tucks in here. So I've torn the pages so that you can, let's come back out of here, let's put this back in here, just like that. Torn the pages so that you can sort of see the layers. I love that look, absolutely love that look. And here is she sort of misses her friends, and, you know, time didn't stand still. So a bit of sticky tape, fair bit of collage there, and I've got this little clock just here. And this is a Tim Holtz paper doll there. It's a journaling card. And yeah, she's thinking about the farm. Bit more stamping. This is baking paper. Here's another pretty little bow. Paper bow with a tag. And it just holds, this came out of a book. And it had chapter 12, a telegram. I thought, okay. So I backed it with some coffee dyed paper. Okay. And here she is, you know, at the boarding school, all dressed up. It's one of my tags, grungy tags. And yes, she's so far away from the farm. This is just like a film slide that I really grunged up there. And you can journal on it. It's got a rusty piece of chain on there. So, yes, so that was her time at the boarding school. But she's really happy to be back on the farm now, because she loves bird watching. And this is, I've just made this like into a little booklet. There's just a little tuck cluster there. Here we have just a pocket, and of course she misses all her grandmother's recipes. This is out of an old German book. This came out of a magazine, and how cool is that? And I kept this for quite a while because I knew I was going to make something out of it. And I think this was a freebie, and I just, where did I get that? I can't remember. Anyway, I printed it out on a piece of paper, and I've just thought I really like that with the flowers there. And this has a pocket, little secret pocket here. One of my tags, and this is one of the flowers out of my garden, Mod Pod that I dried, Mod Podged, and this is has a little braid on it, and look, it's got a secret little label where you might want to put a little message or a little secret little code or something in there. Yeah, so you can journal on the back. I've left the threads on. If you don't like long threads, feel free to cut them off. Tied my hand in some stenciling with gesso, really like it. And here I've actually sewed it with embroidery floss. The bobbin had the embroidery floss on it, and then on the top of the machine just had the normal cotton. Very interesting way to do it. And that just goes in here. And because that just tucks in like so. And then that just tucks in there like so. And you close it up. Okay. Magazine. Here I've made a fancy little pocket, and just a little scrappy little notepad. I used up a lot of my bits and bobs. A little tag. This actually is handmade paper. No, it's not mine, but I will make some. I've got a big bag full of stuff. And just a card that I embossed. Had some paper that I put on the back. Here she is, probably thinking about the milking cows. Here's a poem, really like this poem, and I'll read it to you if you don't mind. There's something beautiful and dear throughout life's busy day. There's gladness in the hours of work and peacefulness at play. There's beauty in the quiet hills where naught but nature roams, and yet I find a glowing earth when night time takes me home. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, I love poems like that. That sort of give me a bit of goosebumps. Paper ruffle, and here's one of my labels that I've made up, alternate labels, and I use them in my journals. Bit of collage there, paper, scrappy paper collage. One of my original envelopes, yeah, right, stamps, and I made a little fabric cluster that's attached to the page, and I've left this little tag on because the stamp represents a harvester in the field, issued in 1961 to 1962, so it's an original stamp in Soviet Union. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Pocket, and has a recipe in here that let's call it Claire on the farm. She's come home from the boarding school and she misses all the grandma's cooking. And that just goes in here. She remembers sitting with the friends. And this is from a diary, and this is crochet class. So what was that? 1992. February 1992. Someone went to a crochet class. There you go. Paper doily, and I just put a tab on here. Tore this paper because it was all torn. I thought I might as well tear it a little bit more and make a little, flip like this. This is out of a children's book. It had an apple tree there, and I've made this little tag, and it has pockets with more tags in it. Okay. And if you'd seen my last video about my bare bones kit, these are the envelopes. See how I use them in my projects. A little envelope there. And then this is the centre of the signature, and it just folds out. And I've popped on some coffee date lace in the middle, and then that pops out as well. So there's plenty of writing space in here. This is from a book as well, and I just like the dragonfly of it, and the cotton grass, and beautiful scenery. The other side of the paper doily. Here's February, so it must have been Monday crochet class. I can still see the bit of writing there. Okay. Here I've just made a little flip mushroom come out of a magazine. Here I've made a little pocket, and what did I make that out of? I think just book pages. And this is paper napkin, and I've got have this little film strip, and I cut out all the little bits, put all these tiny little pictures in. Okay, that might be family, that might be grandpa on the bike. So yeah, so just hours behind in time. So, and I've just popped in some scrappy papers behind it, and then behind this. And because Claire loved collecting flowers and drawing them, so this is like a specimen card tag, and you can journal on the back, and it's number 12. I had a little a ladybug chipboard, and I popped that on there, embossed brown paper, just a ticket that I decoupaged. So yeah, so these are flowers out of my garden, okay, and Claire has picked them, so there you go. Here I've just made a little flip, and it holds various snippets, and there's a pocket there, just little bits and bobs in here. She loved the birds. You can journal, use them throughout the journal, and that just pops back in here. And you've got a little pocket here as well, and here's another little snippet, and I've just put a little bit of trim on there so you can use that little note, a little notebook. This has come out from a magazine. I think it was what were they doing? Painting, folk art painting. Yep. And just a little flip. Here I've made a little tuck. This is out of the book from Little Women, and so obviously she missed her friends. Got a notebook, a little tag. I think this is this. Oh yeah, a little booklet, and that just fits in there. Then you've got a couple of tags in here, and that's just been stitched. Okay, this is a brown paper bag, shopping bag. Pops in here, and I've just did a I think this was a label. Look, see, you just do not trust these labels. I'm just going to glue this right now because otherwise I'll forget. Oh geez, so crooked. There you go. And you know, there she is there looking at, it's like a possum. Okay, there's that baking paper. We all like crunchy bits, don't we? This is just a little page flip. The other side of the paper bag with another lovely paper bow and a big button with a little tag on the back, and inside, I have to take that off. Inside is a little flip booklet. Okay, another pocket. This is a Miller's clothing tag. Okay, they make great little narrow tags, and I covered it with dictionary paper. Another piece of book page, children's book page, and then I had this little house looking out on the beautiful garden, and a stamp. Yeah, so that just closes up. I decoupage this paper napkin and stamped. This is the leftover. I did some had die cuts of a label. Not label, a tag. I used the tag, and I still had the frame piece, which I kept. and this came out of a magazine, and I've popped in, decoupaged a little bit of this napkin on here. Then I popped her on there, and then I put the frame on around it. So it looks pretty cool, I think. And that just lives in here. And you can put it wherever you like, really. It doesn't have to live there, but, you know. And then you just put your paper clip back on. And then I've popped in a picture of some people at the door at the farm, stable door there, decoupaged. She Claire loved her birds, and this is just from my book, and I've just put that. So I think it's from a library card type thing. And here you've got a ball clip, and it holds a couple of tags. You know, she remembers the time when she picked her flowers. And then she also remembered the time when she picked some apples, because Grandma used to make some really nice apple jam. That must be the photo of Grandma. This is the label, the Alltech labels that I made a while ago. And because this was torn through my, when I coffee dyed it, I put a label on here, and I put a label on there to strengthen it. Back page is really interesting. I fussy cut this out of a magazine. I mean, how cool. How cool is that? Okay, just make sure you see that. Isn't that cool? So, yes. And so the back also has a pocket. Okay. It's about the farmer who sowed the corn. And this came out of a really old book, so I thought that was pretty cool. And that's it. So, yes, and again, I really enjoyed making this one. And it does stand up quite nicely. And you've got the extra paper clip to go with it. So, yeah, so this will be my next listing. And then my next video, my next video, please don't miss it. It's my big mixed bag box. Okay, so it's got a lot of stuff in it. It's the medium-sized box, and I can, you know, put quite a bit in there. And so that'll be my next listing. So watch out for that video. All right, folks, I better go. I'm going to finish my coffee. The sun is up. I'll have to get changed, get in that garden before the weather heats up. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.